Today we teach you to crochet angels and deaths. Let's start with the body. Magic ring. The first ring has 6 SC single crochet. This stitch does not count as a stitch. And this is the first stitch. Two stitches. Let's count as 6. Once we're hooked up, we'll tighten the left side of the thread. Let's find the first stitch above. Go through. The thread is placed on top of the crochet hook. Carrying over the right side of the loop. Tighten. Then pull back. Passing through the loop on top of the crochet hook. This is the CH chain stitch. Then the second loop is 2 SC in each stitch for a total of 6 ink. We slightly press the thread a couple of stitches to hide it. OK, after hiding 3 stitches, let's cut the threads. Second hook. Then find the first stitch. Go through. Bring the line out. Pull through the loop on top of the crochet hook. This is SSSL straight ship stitch. Then pull the coil back, tighten, and then bring the line out. This is ACH. The third circle is ASC and ink. Repeat 6 times. Hook ASC inside the first stitch. Inside the second stitch, hook ink. That's 2 SC in one stitch. One SC in the third stitch. hook and ink in the fourth stitch. Repeat 6 times. We are done with the third hook. Let's start the fourth loop. Ship stitch, CH, hook ASC first on the fourth turn. Then hook and ink. The third stitch is to SC. Then hook and ink. We both SC. 1 ink. Repeat the crochet 5 times. That's 2 SC. 1 ink. Repeat 5 times. After 5 hooks, 1 last stitch left, we hook a SC. The fourth loop is complete. Then we go to the first stitch. Ship stitch. I'm not sure I'm the right person for this. Next up, the 5th and 6th laps. These 2 loops are crocheted in the same way. 24 SC in each round, 1 SC in each stitch. Crochet on your own. After we've made the 5th and 6th loops, let's start the 7th loop. First of all, it's the same thing. Ship stitch, CH. The 7th lap is 3 SC, 1 ink. Repeat 6 times. 1, 2, 3, and ink. Repeat 6 times. After our 7th hook, my 8th and 9th hooks are the same. Hook 30 SC. That's 1 SC in each stitch. 30 hooks in 1 stitch. Let's finish this on our own. After the 8th and 9th hooks, we will now begin the 10th loop. The 10th loop starts with 2 SC. 2 SC. 1 ink. Then there are 4 SC and 1 ink as a group. Repeat for 5 groups. Three, 4. Then an ink. Repeat for 5 sets. 4 SC and 1 ink. After the hook, there are 2 stitches left. Hook 2 SC. Then with the first stitch ship stitch. Hook in ACH. And then the 11th loop is to hook 36 SC. Here you can finish it off on your own. And now for the 12th loop. The 12th loop is a group of 11 SC and 1 ink. Repeat for 3 sets. Hook 11 SC first. Then hook an ink. Then hook 11 SC. Last stitch. Hook an ink inside. Then with the first ship stitch, hook ACH. The 13th and 14th loops are hooked with 39 SC. These 2 loops are crocheted in the same way, 39 SC. Crochet these 2 loops on your own. We are going to start crocheting 15 rounds. Start by crocheting 6 SC. Then hook an ink. Then 12 SC and 1 ink as a group. Repeat for 2 groups. 1, 2. N ink. And then 12 SC. One ink. Then the remaining stitches are hooked for 6 SC. The 16th and 17th rounds are 42 SC. You are on your own. Next, we'll start the 18th lap. 18 laps are 13 SC in 1 ink group. Repeat for 3 sets. Hook 13 SC first. Hook the last ink. Then with the first stitch ship stitch. Hook ACH. Next, hook the 19th loop, first 7 SC, then 1 ink. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, N ink. Then hook 14 SC and 1 ink as a group. Repeat for 2 groups. N ink. And then another set of hooks. 14 SC N ink. 7 stitches remain after the hook. Hook 7 SC. And then the 20th loop. Lap 20 is the last lap. Hook 15 SC N ink for 1 group. Repeat for 3 groups. Let's go to the last SC. Last ink. Disconnect. Pull out coil. We are in a shape stitch with the first stitch. The invisible way of closing. Finding the first pin. Back to front. Bringing over the line. Pull over. And then with the last stitch, the second half of the stitch is also from the back to the center. Get out our sewing needles. Put in the thread. Hiding the threads in the fabric. Hiding 3 or 4 stitches is enough. Then cut the thread. The body part is done. Next, we crochet the head. Magic ring hook 6 SC in the first loop. First stitch does not count as a stitch. Tension coil. Then the second through 4th coils. It's a repeat of the crochet method. This hand doesn't hook very well. Patience everyone. And then we find the first pin. The thread is placed above the crochet hook. Take the thread out. Then bring the coil through the back and pull it tight. Ship stitch. Hook ACH, and then our second to fourth loop. It's an ink hook first. Then hook an SC. Third stitch deck decrease. Good. Let's take a closer look at how deck crochets. We crochet flow through front loops only. Flow. Flow. First flow. Second flow. And then bring the line through. 2 stitches. And then hook out with the thread. This is a deck. And then the 4th and 5th stitches are both ASC. Okay, second loop. Let's cut the thread. And then we hook the third loop. We'll start with a ship stitch on the third loop. These aren't very good hooks. Patience everybody. Ship stitch, then hook ACH. Then crochet the same way as the second loop. The same for the 4th lap, an ink. ASC, and then a deck. And finally 2SC. Ship stitch with first stitch. Next, begin 5 rounds of hooks. It's 1 SC and 1 ink. Repeat for 3 groups. One SC, an ink, in an SC, an ink, SC, ink, ship stitch with first stitch. Hook ACH. Next, crochet the 6th loop. 6th loop. Hook an SC first, an ink, in the hook to SC, 1 ink for set off. Hook 2 groups. Two SC, one ink, hook SC in the last stitch. Ship stitch with first stitch. Then hook ACH. The 7th loop is a group of 3 SC and 1 ink. Repeat for 3 groups. One, 2, 3. Ink. Repeat 3 times, and then the 8th lap. After the 7th lap, ship stitch with the first stitch, then hook ACH. Next, hook the 8th loop. First hook 2 SC. One ink. Then hook 2 sets of 4 SC, 1 ink, 4 SC, 1 ink as a group. Repeat for 2 groups. N ink. Hook 2 SC in the last 2 stitches. Next, we start the 9th loop. The 9th lap is a group of 5 SC and 1 ink. Repeat for 3 groups. Everyone finish on their own. 5 SCs and an ink. After the crochet is done, we begin the 10th loop. The 10th lap starts with 3 SC hooks. Then hook an ink. Then hook 6 SC and 1 ink as a group. Repeat for 2 groups. An ink. Hook another set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and ink. Hook 3 SC in the remaining stitches. Ship stitch, then hook ACH. The 11th loop is a group of 3 SC and 1 ink. Repeat for 6 sets. 1, 2, 3 and ink. Crochet 6 times. Everyone finish on their own. For the 12th ring, we'll start by hooking 2 SC. Then an ink. Then hook 4 SC and 1 ink as a group. Repeat for 5 groups. Finish crocheting on your own. Crochet 2 SC in the last 2 stitches. Ship stitch with the first stitch, then hook 1 CH. Then we hook a 13th CH. It's a group of 5 SC and 1 ink. Crocheting in groups of 6. An ink. Crochet 6. Everyone finishes on their own. The 14th lap is 3SC. 1 ink. Then 6 SC and 1 ink as a group. Crochet 5 groups. N ink. Crochet in 5 groups. After the hook we have 3 SC left. The 15th and 16th rounds are both crocheted with 48 SC. Finish on your own. After our 15th and 16th rounds of crocheting, starting the 17th lap. 17 laps are 15 SC and 1 ink. Repeat for 3 sets. Our 17th lap. 15 SC and 1 ink in a group. Crochet 3 groups. After finishing with the first stitch ship stitch, then crochet ACH. Next, make the 18th through 20th rounds. Crochet 51 SC all over again. Finish it yourself. Our 20th lap. Ship stitch with the first stitch after the hook is finished. After hooking ACH, we break the thread. Take out the thread, then do the same with. To hide the threads, the same method, we'll thread the thread into the needle. On the reverse side. Cut the threads. Angel's head. Crocheting complete. We are going to crochet both of his hands. We are gonna crochet 2. The first stitch is still magic ring, hook 6 SC. Tighten the loop. Ship stitch with first stitch. Hook ACH. On the second loop we hook ASC. 1 ink for one group, 3 hooks. And then we cut the threads. The third loop. Ship stitch, then hook ACH. On the third loop, we'll hook 9 SC. Three loops. On the fourth loop we hook ASC. An ink. Then hook to SC, 1 ink for a group of 2 hooks. To SC. Ink. Hook ASC in the last stitch. Then with the first stitch of the ship stitch, hook a CH in. For the fifth loop we hook 12 SC. After the hook, we'll hook the sixth loop. The sixth loop is 3 SC, 1 ink for a group of 3 hooks. Next, we hook the 7th loop. Hook 15 SC in the 7th loop. SC. After the hook, let's start the 8th loop. We'll start the 8th loop with 2 SCs. One ink. Then hook 4 SC, 1 ink for the group. Hook 2 groups. Hook 2 SC in the last 2 stitches. Next, we'll make our 9th loop. The 9th loop is 18 SC. SC. After the hook, ship stitch. Then hook ACH. Next, the 10th loop. We hook 5 SC, 1 ink for 1 group, repeat for 5 groups. And then we hook the 11th loop. 11 loops and 21 SC. After completing 21 SC, start hooking the 12th loop. Hook 3 SC for the 12th loop. One ink. Then hook 6 SC, 1 ink for 1 group, repeat for 2 groups. 3 SC in the last 3 stitches left. And then ship stitch. The 13th and final lap, hook 24 SC. After the 24 short stitches are hooked and the first ship stitch is made, then break the thread. Take out our sewing needle. Hide the thread. The hand part is done. 2 hooks in total. Next we will crochet angel's wings. The wings are also crocheted in 2. First we make a slip knot. Crochet hook through the loop. And then co-tensioning. Crochet in 6 ch. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 ch. Then we start crocheting the first loop. Crochet 4 SC back from the penultimate stitch. 1, 2. Halfway through the second stitch, crochet through and out with thread. This is ASC. Look again. Crocheting 4 SC. Then for the last stitch we ship stitch. Bring the thread out. Go through that coil back there. That's the ship stitch. Hooking ACH. Hook the first loop. Crochet finished, then turn it over. This one stitch doesn't count as a stitch. And then we're going to make the next stitch. Hook a ship stitch on the first stitch. Then hook a SC. An ink. To SC. Then hook for CH. And then flip it over. Second row of hooks. The third loop is to hook 5 SC back in the penultimate stitch. Hook from the second stitch. Pick up half a stitch. The first 3 stitches are half a stitch. The fourth stitch is the whole stitch. And then an ink. To SC. A ship stitch. Flip it over. And then the fourth turn is a ship stitch, then hook ACH. The first stitch does not count as a stitch. Then we hook a ship stitch in the next stitch. To SC. One ink. Six SC. For CH. 3, 4, then flip it over. And then on the penultimate stitch, hook 9 SC. 9SC, after the hook, an ink. 3SC, one ship stitch. 1CH, flip it over, and then 6 slap, a ship stitch. 3SC, 1 ink. 10SC, hook 4 cheese after that. Flip it over, then hook the penultimate stitch back. 13SC, after the hook, an ink. 4SC, 1 ship stitch. 'Hook a CH and flip it over. 8th loop. Hook a ship stitch. 4SC, 1 ink. 14SC, 'Hook 4 cheese after that. Flip it over. The 9th and final lap, last lap. penultimate stitch. Hook a ship stitch. And then 16 ch. One ink after the hook. And then 5 SC. Five, last ship stitch. Loop pull out after thread breakage. Take out our sewing needle. Hide the thread. Our wings are done. Next, we'll crochet the angel's pentagram. Magic ring. Hook 10 DC double crochet. We are going to start by hooking to CH. Hook 10 DCs inside the coil. Bring the wire out, winding wire through the first 2 coils. Rewind through the first 2 coils. 2 loops on the crochet hook. This is ADC. I'll show you again. Winding wire through the coil. Bringing wire out. Wire wrap. Going through the first 2 coils. Wrap the thread through the top 2 loops of the crochet hook. This is 2 DCs. Demonstrate it again. Winding. Passing through the coil. Bringing the line out. Then wind the wire through the first 2 coils. Winding thread through the 2 loops on the crochet hook. This is DC. Winding. Four. Seven. Ten. Let's count them. Counting up from here. Tighten the coil after 10 DC hooks. We are with the first ship stitch. Then we hook ACH. Next, hook for cheese. Hook ASC back in the penultimate stitch. It's the same thing. First stitch not hooked, penultimate hook. NSC. Then we hook an HDC half double crochet. Wrap the thread around, threading through the needle, bringing the thread out, winding wire through 3 coils at once. This is HDC. And then the next stitch is DC. Wrap the thread, passing through the needle, bringing the thread out, winding wire through the first 2 coils, winding wire through the remaining 2 coils. This is DC. 1 empty stitch. The first stitch and then our second stitch will be empty. And then we are going to hook a ship stitch on top of the third stitch. Ship stitch. Next, the same for cheese. 1 SC. NHDC. Winding the thread through the needle. Take the thread out and pass it through 3 coils at once. DC. Wire wrap. Front 2 coils. Back 2 coils. Empty next stitch for ship stitch. In the same way, we are going to crochet a total of 5 corners. Sheep stitch. 4ch. After we finish the fifth ch, we'll make a sheep stitch with the first ch. Hook ch. Disconnect. Okay, let's hide the thread. Let's cut the thread. Now we have a pentagram. Let's now assemble our daytime angel. First we take out 2 arms and his body. This one's got sheep stitch in it. Let's go to the back. And then our hands. 2 hands. One's facing forward and one's facing down. That's it. That's what it looks like when we look at it from the side. Let's sew it up. First we'll thread a suture needle through a thread. Then we hide a few stitches behind. You can leave a little bit of thread. I'll cut it later. This way we sew until after a little bit of fixing. Cut this thread. And then back and forth like this. A few more stitches. Hide the thread once it's secured, then just cut the threads. Let's finish this on our own. Let's do it the same way. Let's start by hiding the threads above this hand. And then this hand over here is facing down. This is not a very good place to sew. Slow down, everybody. We are gonna need a few more stitches. Hold it in place. We can cut the thread. After fixing it a bit, we hide the thread. Cutting off the threads. So that one hand is facing forward, one hand is facing down. Taking out the head part, we are going to start sewing up the head now. We are facing down in this position. The same way, let's start with this place. Hide the thread. Just a few more stitches, sew it on top of his head. And then we cut the excess thread. We'll do it ourselves. And then we start sewing the angel's wings. Generally the wings are symmetrical, stitched to his back. Like this. Symmetrical seams in the back. Everyone finish on their own. Now take out the other wing. And then we do what we did before. Put it in a symmetrical position. We sew a row along the edge. And then we hide the threads and we're done. You can do it yourself. We will now craft the size of dash. And then we take out this black size fabric. Let's take the glue. Get out the wire or the sticks. Stick a loop on it. And stick it in the hand of death. This way our angels and death is done.